Ethan, welcome to the formula.
Thank
We're
you.
going to dive straight in because I'm just so excited. What is the most expensive perfume that you own or have seen though?
The most expensive that I own is I've got one that's $1,200 for a 100 ml bottle, which is honestly not that insane given some fragrances around the place. So that's a beautiful one by this brand called Roja, R-O-J-A. So Roger Dove, he's based in London. But we actually, at Libertine Perfumery, we've also got one by him called Haute Luxe, as in like haute couture, Haute. That one is $4,800, I think. But that perfume has a sense of humor. It has gold flakes floating in it, which normally would be...
So it's for our rich people that have money to burn.
Kind of, but the gold in it plays a funny role, which is normally when you'd add gold to something, it's just to make it more expensive. But with him, he added it because by weight, the gold is one of the least expensive ingredients in the bottle.
That's quite fun.
Yeah, so it's kind of, just adding something to almost reduce the cost of it a little bit rather than just having the things like Florentine iris, for example. It's a very expensive ingredient. Can cost over $100,000 a kilo for the oil.
Wow.
Well over $100,000.
And that's in there as well.
Yeah, there's some of that in there. There's all sorts of beautiful things. There's like French rose in there. It's an incredible fragrance.
Oh my goodness. I want to go into I'm not going to be able to afford it obviously, but I want to go in and smell it.
It's very nice. Yeah, we don't have testers of it everywhere, and they're usually locked up in a cupboard out the back somewhere.
Fair enough, because you don't want someone to go in and just douse themselves.
Precisely.
I did that at an airport once, actually, when I got off a plane because I felt like there'd been someone stinky near me. So did I go and use the Tom Ford? Indeed, I did. Nice. Which also probably just like layered over the stinkiness of the person.
Perhaps, yeah.
But, is there such thing, do you believe, as a scent that would suit absolutely everyone?
That's a tricky one, but I think the closest thing to that would be the rather oddly named Not a Perfume.
By Juliet Has a Gun.
Precisely. Yeah. So it's a single ingredient. It's called Cetalox. It's kind of like musky, ambery, a little bit woody on some people, a little bit floral on some people. It's literally a single ingredient, and I've never smelled it not work on someone's skin. So yeah. If it's ultra minimalistic, it probably works for everybody.
Okay. See, and the funny thing is, I've tried that one and it didn't smell like anything on me, I thought.
It is super subtle. So it's one where you're almost instantly going to stop smelling it, but it projects really well around you, so other people will smell it on you, but in kind of a subtle way. It's like a mood rather than a specific
Some people layer
scent.
it as well.
You can layer with it, definitely. So it often makes other scents last longer. That's one where you can layer, like physically, one on top of the other. Yeah.
Speaking of layering it physically, when you just did that, people playing along at home.
Oh,
Does that
sorry.
bruise?
Yeah, this is a podcast.
Does that bruise?
So
if you put it on your wrist and then go smush,
and
smush.
rub in two perfumes in your wrist, that is a hotly contested one. But as I mentioned before, I'm a perfume nerd, so I try everything out to work out whether it's true or not. I have tried various perfumes, like rubbing them with my wrists to see if I can warm them up or kill the top notes or whatever. It's really not a thing, honestly. As far as I'm convinced, it's a myth. If you want to dab your wrists together, rub your wrists together, all you're going to do is halve the amount of perfume because, you've got half on one wrist, half on the other wrist. But otherwise, there's no real issue with it. Like, go for it.
Because I think it's probably something that people started doing when they were using just a perfume oil to sort of...
Yeah, and like you dab the little glass thing on your wrists. Yeah.
But it's also, you're kind of unnecessary to do it with the spritz.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? I want to talk about something a little bit nerdy.
Go for it.
Why don't some fragrances suit certain people? What is happening on a chemical level when a perfume just doesn't work on you? And I'm going to give you an example that is specific to me. When I was at university, I smelt this girl and she smelt so beautiful. And I asked her what she was wearing, and she was wearing Sarah Jessica Parker Lovely. It's very popular for the uni girls back in the day. And that fragrance smelt awful on me. Like, it smelt off on me. What happened? Why do some things work on some people and not on other people?
So there's generally two main factors in that. It's the moisture level of your skin, how dry it is versus how oily it is, combined with the pH of your skin, how alkaline versus how acidic it is. So those will have chemical effects on the fragrance that you spray on top of there. Other things like medication and whether or not you smoke can have an impact on that. diet as well. There's a lot of things that go into it, but it's mostly moisture and pH of your skin. Sometimes things will smell really metallic on certain people, or you might just lose like citrus notes a little bit, or they might not last as long. There's a lot of things that can happen there, but that's why it's always important to actually try out scents on your
rather
skin
than
without
just on one of those papery things that
exactly. If you try it on the paper blotter and then buy it without spraying it on skin, I mean, it's probably fine, but it is going to smell at least a little different on your skin.
you get. Yeah. Okay, thank you. What's the weirdest note that you've ever come across in a perfume? Because I have, the first time someone said that something had the smell of leather, like that had leather in it, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I thought it was the sexiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Leather, tobacco. Oh my God, so hot. So gorgeous.
Yeah. Definitely. So with something like leather, they're not actually extracting the scent from leather. It's just recreated using various other things. And in fact, leather, when you smell leather, that's not actually the smell of the leather. That's the smell of various other things that have been added during the tanning process. Because leather doesn't smell very good by itself.
No, it wouldn't. It would smell like a dead cow.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Like leather tanneries are meant to smell horrible, but that's why they add perfume to leather. So weirdest notes I've ever come across. Sometimes you get really stupid ones like gold or diamonds that are literally inert. They don't have a smell, or pearls or whatever. Like that doesn't make any sense.
That's just a marketing thing though, right? They're
Exactly.
just like, it's got pearls in it, or
Yeah, like and there's
Roger, our friend.
yeah, he's got the gold in there. The gold doesn't have a smell, but it's there as like a fun little addition. But he wouldn't list gold as one of the notes because like he knows as well as anyone there is no smell to gold. But occasionally you'll see something like blood in a perfume or wet concrete. Again, not actual blood in the perfume or not actual wet concrete, but
Who
other
would
things.
want blood in a perfume? I actually kind
Not
of
me.
get the wet concrete thing because
Yeah.
it doesn't smell bad. It's still not something I would want to smell like, but I get like the rain on wet grass, or that's
Yeah.
well, of course it's wet if it's raining, but
Yeah.
yuck,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, or something like ink is actually surprisingly popular. That's used in a lot
Yeah,
of
I
things,
kinda get
but
that.
it's kind of hard to
Petrol?
pick in a perfume. Petrol, yeah, you hear about petrol in perfumes occasionally. Again, not physically in the perfume. Yeah, not really my thing.
No.
Ink's a funny one because there's so many types of ink, and they never specify which one it is, so it's hard to pick the actual ink note when you're smelling a scent. But yeah,
producer
there's
put
all sorts of weird
bacon
things out.
On
Okay.
Is that in some
I'm
perfumes?
sure there's something, but none that come to mind, and certainly none in our collection.
Bad enough when I use vitamin C and it smells like old bacon on my face, so I certainly
yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't
like
want that
that
in a
in
perfume.
perfume.
No.
What's a strange like note that you actually love?
Oh, good question. The smell of rain. So, or storms, like that kind of dusty, earthy rain smell, like when
I
you're
don't
out
think
somewhere
that's
really
strange.
dry.
Everyone loves that smell.
I mean, it's weird that you can bottle it though. Like there's
Yeah.
something, there's this thing called Meteor tar, which has been produced in India for centuries out of actual clay. They dig up clay and extract the scent from the clay. Or there's something called geosmin, which humans can smell at something like 3 parts per trillion. It's like a survival instinct that somehow like grew in our brains, so we can smell when rain is approaching.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess it's not such a weird smell, but I just love that the smell of rain can be bottled and put into a perfume.
Yeah,
It's
because it
magical.
is such a beautiful, unique
Yeah.
fragrance.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many scents can the average human nose actually distinguish?
So, interesting question. I've got 2 totally opposite sounding answers to that. So perfumers typically, they can name between 500 and 1,000 different ingredients. They pick up a perfume, they smell the perfume, and they can name, like the 10 or 20 main ingredients in that and sort of recreate it more or less that way. But that's just ones that they can name. So the human nose, because we've got 400 scent receptors in the nose, there's various combinations of scents available.
I've had a nose job, so mine probably doesn't work the same as it once did.
Who knows?
I've lost
Who knows?
some of my nerves and receptors.
I don't know. I'm not a surgeon. I don't know how that side of things works, but I know that the human nose can detect about 1 trillion different scents.
Yeah.
Couldn't name all of them, but like
Yeah.
numbering from 1 to 1 trillion, I could write down a number in there and you could tell me what the number is. It doesn't mean that you could, come up with a name of it from memory. But 1
Okay.
trillion different scents, basically, to the human nose.
I play netball, and I'm not just telling you random fun facts, but I have like this skill where because I love and play netball so much, I
Yep.
look at a person and I'll be like, you're a GA, or just because of their vibe and
Okay. Yeah.
personality. I'm assuming that you can do that with perfumes. You can assign a perfume to a person.
I think I need to get to know a person a little bit. So for me, I need to know what someone's ideal life is or what they do in their spare time, because you want a scent that actually reflects who you are outside of the moment when you're meeting somebody. So if you want like a leathery, petrol-y kind of a smell, like you own horses and you repair your own car, great, that's going to work as a perfume. But if you don't have a lifestyle like that at all, it's going to clash. It's just not going to smell quite right. Or if you smell like a florist, but you're never around flowers, it might just smell kind of odd. Everyone wears floral scents, but like I'm talking about that green sap kind of a proper florist smell. Yeah, sometimes I can get a vibe based on what a person's wearing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want you to try me. I'll tell you a few more fun
okay.
facts. So I'm a mum of a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
I work in beauty, so I get to try a lot of things. I love my netball. I like to smell clean
Yeah.
most of the time, but then something a little bit extra some of the time. Love ylang ylang and love like jasmine and white flowers.
Okay. I reckon you would probably enjoy this one by the brand Clive Christian. It's called, it's a very long name, Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. So it's the strongest tuberose perfume I've ever come across.
Ooh.
It's not sweet in any way, but it's a bold scent. And if you only spray one spray of a fragrance, I think that one will work really well because you only need one spray of something like that.
I'm going to go and smell it.
It's really good.
And then report back if you've nailed me in a fragrance.
All right, let's
because
see.
People that know fragrance, you just get it. I think you're probably better at it than you even give yourself credit for.
Maybe.
You can start a little side hustle. Come on. I'll meet you.
Consultations.
Then, start consultations. Just start charging by the hour for
I
it.
tell you what, the number of friends who ask me for fragrance recommendations, though, I will literally just say, all right, let's just meet up in the city and we'll just go perfume shopping.
Yeah, we'll just go perfume shopping. That sounds
good fun.
though.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I could chat your
you.
ear off about perfume all day.
Same.